Hi, and welcome to episode 19 of Pilates Flows at Atlantis, a series where I will demonstrate and give you the tools to do the sequences that I post on Instagram. Now let's get started. So in today's episode, we'll be doing an abdominal series that I posted a while back. In that series, we'll be kneeling with our hands on the deck of the reformer and our feet on the carriage. We'll be doing 4 different variations. So with that being said, let's get the reformer set up.
Bring the foot bar to its lowest position, then place on one blue spring before getting onto the carriage with your hands on the deck, your knees at the bottom edge of the carriage. Lift and twist your knees to the right side of the reformer. Exhale to press the carriage out, tightening the abs. Inhale to bring the carriage back in and squeeze the knees up towards the tricep to engage through the obliques. Start in the same position as the first exercise, this time with your right leg lifted. As you press the carriage out, extend the right leg, bringing it up to about hip height. Inhale, bring the carriage back in and draw the right knee towards the armpit. For this variation, start with both feet on the carriage, knees twisted to the side as in the first position. Then, as you press the carriage out, fully extend, pausing to lift the top leg and squeeze the right glute before lowering it back down and drawing the knees in towards the tricep. Start in your extended plank position with your top leg lifted. As you carriage in, swing the right leg to the outside edge of the reformer frame, keeping the right knee in line with the left before exhaling and carriaging back out to plank.
All right, and that is it for today's episode. Now remember, in that first variation, we got onto the reformer with our hands on the deck and our feet back onto the carriage. You want your knees to line up at the very bottom edge of the carriage. That's going to give you your greatest range of motion there. Then we lift our knees and twist our feet towards one edge of the carriage. I started twisting my feet and knees towards the right edge. From there, you carriage out into a plank, maintaining that twist essentially from mid-torso down, trying to keep your chest squared towards the deck, and then brought the knees back in, bringing the knees up towards the triceps so that we're working into our obliques. Then, for our second variation, we added a single leg variation. So again, we're on our reformer, we lifted and twisted our knees towards the right side to start, then we lifted our right foot all the way off the carriage, and what we did is we extended that carriage back, we also extended that right leg back, trying to keep it even with your top hip, and then pulled that knee back in towards the tricep or armpit. Then for our third variation, we added a little bit of hip movement into it. So again, we started hands on the deck, feet on the carriage. We twisted our knees and feet to the right again. This time we carriaged out like we did in our first variation. And once we got to that full plank, we added a little leg lift, working up into our glutes on that right side before bringing that leg back down and bringing the knees back in. Then for our fourth variation, again, we did another single leg variation. We started with our hands on the deck, our knees and feet twisted to the right side, and then we lifted that top foot and extended all the way back into our plank. This time we kept that top leg, that right leg, completely straight. As we carriaged back in, we swung that right leg up towards the outside edge of the carriage and then carefully swung it back as we carriaged back out into our plank. Again, trying to keep our spine and our abdominals in proper alignment through that entire portion of that fourth variation. And that will be it for today. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned something, please leave me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.